hopping on. We're going to go ahead and get started. My name is Melissa Breslin. Myself, along with Suzanne and Alexandra, are the co-founders of the Renegade Society. I have been coaching with Beachbody now for almost 3 years, which seems super insane. I cannot even begin to describe to you guys how much my life has changed in the last 3 years. But I remember sitting here watching a presentation similar to this one. And I just remember listening to this woman speak about all of these amazing things she had done. And she was just living this life that really seemed too good to be true at the time. But I guess I was really also at the same time kind of daydreaming about what I wanted my life to look like, and sort of what I envisioned for my husband and I. I was newly out of college and I was struggling to find my way in the corporate world. I was really just searching for something that would allow me to create that freedom in my life, both in my time and my finances. The idea of working from wherever I wanted, whenever I wanted, seemed like a freaking dream come true since I had just moved across the country and I was planning a wedding. I love to work. I enjoy being busy and having a project. I just don't think that I've ever really fit into the restraints of the corporate setting. I've always sort of wanted to be successful on my own terms. I've always had a super strong work ethic. And I was sort of feeling like every job interview that I went to, that I was hearing that my qualifications were all of a sudden a dime a dozen, even though I felt like I wasn't. I wanted something that would allow me to use my gifts and my talents to better people. If you follow my page, I go a lot more in depth into my story. So please feel free to head over to my Facebook to get to know me a little bit better. I want to respect your time, and the other ladies on this call have incredible, incredible stories. So I want to make sure that they have time to share as well. So while you're listening tonight, I just want you to think about yourself. Raise your hand if this sounds like you. If you're someone you're unapologetic, you're someone who's unstoppable, you're passionate, you're positive, you know that you have power, you have potential, you don't hesitate to take initiative. Maybe the word limitless puts a huge smile on your face. The idea of linking arms with other women who are passionate about bettering the lives of others. If that just sounds like a dream come true to you, something you'd love to wake up to every damn day, then this is something to kind of think about. So I'm going to give the other ladies a chance to introduce themselves.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much, Melissa. I'm going to go ahead and let Suzanne introduce herself next, just so that it just kind of flows better, if that's okay.
Awesome. All right, you guys. Well, thank you, first of all, so much for getting on. My name is Suzanne Beck. I am a wife, I'm a mom, a grandma, and obviously a Beachbody coach. And before coaching, my husband and I were, I'm just gonna kind of share with you my story. And truthfully, before coaching, my husband and I were financially stressed. We were in debt. And we had like literally having to charge everything just to get by. And while my husband was working around the clock, insane amount of hours, it was a crazy, crazy time. We have 4 kids, and at that time paying for 2 to go to college. We had 1 getting ready to begin and that fall, we had our youngest that was in every sport activity possible. And I just knew that we really needed something to help. And I knew that it had to be, that I knew that I had to help in some way. I really wanted to take that financial stress off of my husband's shoulders. There he is. Wave. Anyways, so at the same time, we both were getting results with P90X, and so that kind of introduced me to Beachbody. And I started sharing what I was doing truthfully with others, and I began to feel this passion starting to grow, and my eyes were open to just basically the possibilities of truly building a business by helping others do the same. So back 6 years ago, almost 7, it'll be 7 in June, as a 43-year-old stay-at-home mom, I made a decision that would turn out to be the best decision that I could have ever chosen, and to change my life and our families. I began to coach part-time. And for the first time in a really long time, I felt this new aliveness. I was so excited, and I would wake up like every single day and be so excited about it and knowing that this was mine. And I realized very quickly that I had found my purpose with coaching and with helping other people. So now here we are, almost 7 years later. It'll be 7 years, June 3rd. And we've paid off our mortgage and debt. I make 6 figures. My husband and I travel to amazing places. I developed confidence, and I'm seriously, you guys, I am not the same person that I was 6 years ago. I love learning leadership each day, and I've been able to quit my job with my husband and just coach, on a full-time basis with part-time hours. And I'm surrounded by the most amazing and supporting community of women you can imagine, who have become some of my very best friends and sisters, and we're highly supportive of each other. So Beachbody has not only changed my life, but I've partnered with my daughters, and now they are creating a legacy for their own lives and their own families. So it's pretty special. And we have, most importantly, the freedom and the time to live our lives the way we want. So that is my story.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Suzanne. So just in case you guys missed that, Suzanne is to the left. That's our mama. And Melissa is to the right. And we run this family business together as a family. And so when you come into our team, you not only join Beachbody and the amazing family that is, but you are literally coming into a legit family. And that's me in the middle. I'm Alex. And if you guys follow my story over on Facebook or Snapchat or Instagram, I share quite often that I accidentally stumbled onto this business. I actually got started because of vodka. And no, I am not an alcoholic. It was just that life happened, and I just so truly wanted to be able to go to happy hour and to be able to afford it. Because at that point in my life, when I was considering coaching, an extra, $10 after work at happy hour was just not in the cards for us. I had gone to school, got a lot of thanks, but no thanks. My husband was laid off at the time. Life happened. You know how it goes. I mean, there's medical bills or something breaks down or whatever. And I was getting so many thanks, but no thanks after graduating from college. And I had sworn to myself that I was never, ever, ever going to look into an at-home business. But I had known about Beachbody because of my mom, who you see to the left. And she was doing real good with this. She was making, I think, about $300 or $400 a week. And I was pretty jealous because she was just doing this on social media and Facebook. And I was like, I can do that. And so I had absolutely no intention to do this full time. I just seriously wanted $20 to go to happy hour. So that's why I always kind of joke, vodka is the reason I started Beachbody. But it was so much more than that, because there was one day that I had checked my bank account and we had $29 to our name. And that $29 was supposed to spread over groceries and bills that were past due and just life in general. And it just kind of was a light bulb moment. I had to do something, what I was doing, what I had grown up knowing, or I guess I should say being told what was right to do, to go to school and get good grades and go to college and, always just follow that little corporate ladder, it just wasn't working for me. And so I thought I needed something different. And to me, I just really needed happy hour at that point in time. But I didn't mean to fall in love with this business, and I didn't realize what a godsend that this was. And I think if you ask any of the girls on this call, they'll tell you that, it was one of those things that kind of fell into our laps. And at first you're kind of maybe, maybe not. But then as life plays out, as it always does, we find that, God has a sense of humor and that he plays a role in how this is introduced to your life. And so we just want you to know, maybe, you're a little hesitant of being on this call tonight. We've sat behind the computer screen. We have listened to one of these. I have personally been the person who said, I will never, ever do this from home. And here I am, probably about 3 years later. I am completely home full-time now. I was able to quit my 2 full-time jobs. Unfortunately, my husband did pass away in the last year, but in that time period, we were able to take about 5 free vacations together and many more that we did actually pay for, travel the world, and just really create this life full of purpose. And like I said, I am the accidental coach who did not mean to step on this business. And then it became not only just this thing that, was cool to bring in some extra money and, buy me vodka sodas at the time, but it actually became my life's work and became so much more than my happy hour gig, right? Okay, so let's get started into the meat of this call because we want to respect your guys' time. Let's talk about before Team Beachbody. So if you guys have a TV and you've been up at, late at night, you've probably seen the infomercials that are out and about. And so that's basically where we started in Beachbody. In 1998, Carl Daikeler and John Condon formed Beachbody. And basically what they did is these at-home workouts, they sold them on infomercials. They were doing really, really well. Obviously, if you've seen P90X, maybe some of you guys are familiar with P90, Turbo Jam, all that stuff. But then they were finding that a lot of people were doing a lot better with these programs if they were buddying up and working with each other. So in 2017, Team Beachbody launched. And so what happened since Team Beachbody? Team Beachbody is just a network of coaches, and we are people just like you who kind of got stumbled onto these products. We fell in love with them, and then we hooked up with other people who were doing them. We helped them through them. So as you can see, we have this beautiful catalog of all kinds of workouts that are perfect for every single person. Personally, my favorites are anything from Shaun T, so like Insanity, The Asylum. I'm sure you guys are probably familiar with like 21 Day Fix, which is towards 2014, those cute little color-coded portion control containers, all that stuff, right? So they found that Team Beachbody, like having coaches and people were having so much more success when they were hooking up with people and they had a support system and they weren't trying to do this alone. I mean, I think everybody could nod their head right now and raise their hand and say like, yeah, I've tried to go to the gym by myself. I've tried to start something by myself, but it was so much better and much more effective when we had somebody who was cheering us on and holding us accountable, right? So these coaches and what they opened up as this coaching opportunity for Team Beachbody was actually a really brilliant idea, because rather than selling our programs in Target or Walmart, what we did was we put that financial opportunity into people's hands. And look what happened. People were obsessed with the results they were getting. They were obsessed with helping people. It gave them a passion and a purpose. And this is our projection of our business model right now. And you guys, this is just a 2014. And trust me, I am not a numbers person, but I can tell a positive trend when I see one. This is a few years old. And just, I'm not sure if you guys follow business stuff. I try not to get too technical into that, but we're about to launch internationally. So if this is what we're doing up until then, you guys can kind of guess. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to see where we're headed. So I'm just going to say right now, if you are considering, if there's like any slight bone in your body, it's like, dude, I got to look into this. Now is the time, because this is only going to explode bigger and bigger. So let's kind of get away for some numbers real quick, and let's talk about what Beachbody is truly about. And the fact is that if you go anywhere in America these days, you can tell that we have a weight problem. And it's not just kind of like something that we think like, oh, maybe we should do something about it. It's truly terrible. 2 out of 3 U.S. adults are overweight. So that means that, if there's 3 of us on a call, 2 of us are overweight, right? That's not cool. And 2 out of 5 U.S. children. I don't know about how many of you are parents. I'm a mama myself, and all I know is that when I go into my child's cafeteria, you can totally tell, the kids that are just kind of predetermined to have these health problems. They're like the families that they're just being socialized and raised into. And what's even more scary to me is that, kids nowadays have they're not determined to like outlive their parents. Like, so essentially, if you're a mom and you have kids, by the way that the United States is going right now, it is completely possible that your child will die before you because of the way that we're going. And I don't know about you guys, but that's huge to me, because I never, ever want to be the parent that has to bury my child before their time. And so the fact that it starts with food, it starts with us, it starts with the fact that we're healthy role models, that we're leaving this legacy that not only are children equipped to know how to, eat healthy and live life in their best possible way, but they're going to pass on to their, to me, that just makes this legacy so much bigger. And, if you're not going to do it for yourself, think about the fact that at some point in time, your kids are going to be the only evidence that you ever walked this earth. So we might as well make it beautiful for them, right? Let's keep going. So what makes Team Beachbody unique? So you guys know that there's lots of, at-home business stuff out there. There's lots. Fitness and nutrition is so in right now. But something that has made Team Beachbody unique for me, and I think for everybody, is the fact that we're based on 4 pillars. So number 1 is the fitness. You saw we mentioned the fitness programs. Number 2 is the nutrition. Shakeology, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, is going to be the absolute most healthiest meal you're going to have in the entire day. Even if you eat like a 3rd grader for the rest of the day, you get that nutrition. And we're going to make sure that you're set up with what your body needs to thrive. Also, we have that peer support. So like I mentioned, they saw that people were doing a lot better when they actually felt like they were part of a community, that somebody was looking out for them. Somebody cared if they showed up. Somebody cared if they finished their workout. Somebody cared if they succeeded. That's where peer support comes in. And also, I like rewards. I don't know about you guys, but I like it when somebody either gives me like a shout out or a pat on the back, like well done. Beachbody is so about recognizing people who are willing to hustle and put in the work and make it happen, right? So this is where I drop you off and I leave you with just one of my absolute favorite products, and I will let Melissa take this away.
Sure. So yeah, one thing that I really love, and is that I truly believe that Beachbody would never put something on the market just to put money in their pockets. And I know this to be true because when the vanilla Shakeology flavor was first created, it actually was not put on the market for a couple of years. And that was after they officially announced it. They went ahead and decided to sort of table that particular flavor because they hadn't found that pure source of vanilla they were searching for. And even though the government would have allowed us to market that flavor as natural, we can't necessarily always trust those labels. And Beachbody basically said, no, that won't stand with the integrity of our product and our company. So they chose and sacrificed a tremendous amount of product until several years later, they actually found the source of vanilla they were looking for in Madagascar. And now we have our vanilla flavor that is one of our most popular flavors of Shakeology. And God knows how much revenue or capital they sacrificed for that, just so they could ensure that we had the highest quality of ingredients. So that, I guess for me, sort of showed me that yes, this is a company I can get behind and be proud to represent. And then there's sort of a lot of confusion. This is on the next slide. When you look at Shakeology, and you probably at first think it's a protein shake. So when you compare the ingredients when you compare the price of Shakeology to something or just a strict protein shake that you can get at GNC, it's going to seem like, oh, well, what's the big difference? The reality, though, is that Shakeology isn't just a protein shake. It's actually a full meal replacement that I sort of view as sort of my multivitamin every day. So you're still getting this good source of protein, but you're also getting over 70 other superfoods as well. And the way that Shakeology is created is that it's closest to whole foods as you can get, and it still tastes incredible. So if you're maybe someone who doesn't get necessarily, or maybe I guess doesn't necessarily care for certain foods that we know we need to eat more of. Maybe you're just not getting enough. Shakeology is an awesome supplement that is going to fill that nutritional gap. And if you're a nutrition geek like I am and love to read labels, you're going to be really impressed with what you find. So you guys can see there's a lot of companies out there who I guess probably have a similar compensation plan like we do. Maybe they represent fitness or nutrition, maybe one or the other, but they don't have the full package, that pillar that Alex was speaking of, the nutrition, the fitness, the peer support, and the rewards. And you guys can see that when you have all those together, the results are incredible. Okay, so what is a coach? You do not have to be a fitness or nutrition expert. You do not need to be at your ideal weight. When I started about 3 years ago, I still did have some weight that I wanted to work on when I first started, and we have women on our team who are crushing it, and they're just beginning their fitness journey, so there's no prerequisites to that. You also don't need to be an experienced salesperson. If you love what you represent, people are going to see that in you. They're going to see that shine through. They're going to crave what you have. They're going to see the energy, that aspiration, your drive. And they're going to want to be a part of that and know how. So it just becomes sort of a very organic process to just share what we love. And that's basically how I grew my business from nothing to what it is today. I'm just showing how I'm improving as a person, how it's changing my life, and I'm inviting people to do that with me. Sorry, my throat was getting dry. So what do I do every day? And this is very much in a nutshell. Basically, we hold people accountable. We're really that accountability factor to make sure that the wrapper comes off and people do what they say they were going to do. They start what they wanted to start and they finish. We're the people that get our clients to the finish line, and we're doing it with them. So the entire time I'm working with other people, I'm working on myself, and honestly, I'd probably be a lot less consistent if it wasn't my job. And then I also link arms with other women who are passionate about business and health as well, and I teach them how to duplicate what I'm doing so that they can in turn show up in their own lives in a more vibrant, vivacious sort of way and create that freedom in their time and finances that they're looking for. So
I think this is where I take it.
that's you, girl.
All right. All right, you guys. So benefits of being a coach. Well, first of all, you set your own work hours, which is really cool. You can focus on part-time or full-time. It's totally what you want to put into it. You can build online or in person. And personally, I have built my entire business probably 99% online through social media. You share your passion and attract people. It's just a very organic and natural process. So the rewards as a coach is that you do earn a 25% commission, and you also receive a 25% discount on any and all products. There are bonuses for team growth. Trips, Beachbody rewards us with trips, recognition, learning, and personal development, which is awesome. So what to expect from Renegade Society? So first of all, as a new coach, and when you are welcomed into our family, and it truly is a family, you're going to get an elite new coach training. We will have weekly team calls, monthly team challenges, team building events, leadership training. We have our own Facebook team page, and recognition and accountability. So we are with you every single step of the way. Now, this is the biggest one. Okay, wait. I was going to say, what is wait? Because that's what I said. What is this? Is this one of those pyramid schemes? And truthfully, this was something that I had no idea what it was until it crossed my path. And truthfully, pyramid schemes are totally illegal. There is no product involved. It's just something that is totally illegal. And when I heard that for the first time, and I think that it's just people don't understand the way the business model is set up. And so I think that a lot of people just typically will, that comes to mind for some reason. But to just reassure you, pyramid schemes are totally illegal, and we have a AAA rating with the accredited business bureau, and we are totally not a pyramid scheme. And if you're looking for that, you are in the wrong place. And then first of all, we just want you to meet a few people that we absolutely love. And this is Blair, and Blair is amazing. And I just want to kind of share with you her story, and she writes it herself here, and you can kind of take a look at that. But she shared her income growth from her first month as a coach through her 28th month, which is pretty incredible. And Blair was somebody that joined Beachbody. She has an amazing transformation story. She is an amazing person. I personally know her and love her to death. And then Amber, of course. Amber is amazing as well. I know Amber, and we just recently spent some time together in Punta Cana when we were in the Dominican Republic. And she is someone who is in a military family, which is also something that is very special. If you are military and you are either your spouse or yourself, Beachbody has a special program to where you will coach for free, even whether you or your spouse sign up, as long as you are active duty for 2 years, I believe, unless they've changed that. So it is absolutely free to sign up and to coach for 2 years. And that's our way of saying thank you for your service. Amber is amazing. She has an incredible, incredible transformation story.
All right, you guys, so you've seen a little bit of, oh, sorry. I feel like I'm echoing. Does it sound good to you guys? Can you shoot me a text?
You're good. You're good. Can you see us?
I can't see you, but I'm just going to ignore the echo then. So thank you so much for sharing a little bit. And, like, you know, I'm sure you guys are happy to be able to meet some people who aren't us, you know, and see what this business can do for you. And, you know, I always tell people, like, money totally can buy happiness. And what I mean by that is that money is not good or bad. It's completely a neutral resource. But what it goes towards, where that money goes, if you're putting it towards time with your family, if you're putting it towards, you know, an adventure for you guys, or paying off debt, whatever matters to you, that's where money buys happiness, right? And so a lot of people get started with Beachbody because, yes, of course, we all raise our hands and we say, you know, we want the Miss America speech of, like, I want to help people. But if we're just really honest, maybe we want something for ourselves and we want to be able to help our family. And so we asked our team what their business has done for them, whether they've been coaching for 30 days or 3 years. And this is a collective, I guess, kind of list of what we found. And so I wanted to share this with you because I want you to think about where you're at in your life and what if you could say yes to one of these things, right? So what if you paid your house off, or you paid for 2 weddings? I bet you guys can guess who did that. My mom did that. Paid for unexpected expenses. Personally, my son broke his leg like the day before New Year's skiing. And so yeah, Beachbody was definitely there to help with those medical expenses. I know other girls on our team have been through that kind of a, you know, surprise. It's put kids through college, paid for family vacations. I should add, we have incentives where you can get free family vacations with that. Paid for date night and groceries. Or maybe you've got this shameless shoe fund and maybe a little extra money would help you, you know, keep that thriving. We always joke about it pays for your treat yourself days. So that's basically any day that you feel like a mani or pedi is just in line, it's your due, or maybe you just want to get some new highlights in your hair or whatever. It's that fun money that's there for you. I always kind of joke about ordering the glass of wine that you really want. So you always hear like my story about how I kind of got into Beachbody because I wanted to go to happy hour. But like when I would go for date nights and whatnot, or just out to a really nice dinner, I mean, how many of us are so used to ordering the house wine, or I'll just do the red, because you're just trying to watch the bill. I personally like to look at the list of wines and choose which one I actually really like. And so sometimes it's like the difference. It's not always that your house is paid off. Maybe it's like the $2 or $3. Pay off debt, student loans. It's paid for after school activities. It's definitely really financial pressure from the spouse. You know, it's really important for a lot of the women on our team. And if you're a new mom or a mama yourself, it's also allowed so many of us to come home and to stay with their babies. And that is just precious time. And I think that's what we really thrive on as a team, is that most importantly, this business has afforded us freedom. So that freedom is going to be time that you have with your loved ones to spend where you want, when you want, doing what you want with who you want. And if you can't do that right now, I am going to challenge you right now and just dream big. And like, what if that was your life? What if that was what you could wake up every single morning with excitement and be like, what are we going to do tonight? Not just me, not just what's Alex going to do today? What are we going to do today? And that freedom is priceless, you guys. So I do want to put a little bit of a disclaimer on this. This is a business. You know, we sit here and we share these things and we talk about how much we love this and how it's our life's work. It doesn't feel like a job. And it's so laughably simple what we do, but I don't want you guys to get the impression that it's easy, because this absolutely is a business, and that does mean sacrifice. It does mean learning a new trade. It does mean, you know, doing what you said you're going to do, even when you don't feel like doing that. So I think that this quote just sums it up quite a bit, because if you truly are committed to living like that, you're truly committed to, you got this strong, fast why, and you can see maybe you can see your family on this beach. Maybe you can see the look on your husband's face when you go, don't worry, I paid the mortgage this month, or something like that. You're going to have that heart and hustle to show up every single day, and that's who we're looking for. We're not looking for get rich quick people. This is not the business for you. It's way easier to sell makeup or leggings. This is for people who want to change lives and want to make an impact and want to truly change the world. So if you're looking for the easy way out, please sign off now. Okay, so since we've weeded out all the people who are looking for a I can't even speak about it, get rich quick scheme, let's talk about how all the true people, like true girls, really can get started. Okay, so there's a couple options. Number 3 down there, Suzanne mentioned about joining as an active duty military spouse. This is our way of saying thank you. So message your coach who invited you to this about that. But I want to focus on number 1. That's our challenge pack. You guys, when I was first starting, these were barely available, and I wish that they were, because I would have saved so much money. So the challenge pack is basically like our bundle, right? You're going to get your fitness programs. Right now you can get every single one of Beachbody's programs. You're going to get your first shipment of Shakeology Home Direct, so it's 30 days of that. You're actually, that's old. You're going to get a full year of Team Beachbody's club subscription and Beachbody On Demand. And your business fee, that $39.95 business fee, is completely waived. It's just the best way to start, you guys, because you just save so much money and you get literally everything set up. Otherwise, if you're, wanting to be kind of, fussy about it, you could totally spend more money and do option 2, and you could sign up with your $39.95 coach enrollment fee and then get your Shakeology on HD and then pay about $70 to $90 per program after that. So I always recommend going with our challenge pack, and that's not because we get any kind of incentives or rewards for that. It's just because that's the best and most financially sound way for you as a business owner to get started. There are some monthly fees that are going to be going on because, yes, this is a business, and this is basically like you keeping your doors open to have a business. And all that is $16.95 monthly. And that's going to cover everything that you see there. Like I said earlier, I am not much of a details person, but all I know is that when I see that media promotion and brand awareness, my online office, they're taking care of shipping out all the products, customer service, if there's any returns, they take care of all of that. They make sure that those infomercials are playing at 3 a.m. in the morning. All I know is that my $16.95 every month, that's just a business owner's dream, and that keeps your doors open, you guys. I will make just a side comment. There are no contracts or minimums. In fact, you can absolutely do this business just for the discount, in which we get a 25% discount. So do not feel like there's any kind of quotas or you're going to be kicked out if you don't meet any of that. Absolutely not. So in the next 24 hours, the person who invited you to this call, because they care about you, and we don't want to be the kind of people who just drop you off and leave you to kind of figure this out on your own, we're going to ask you some questions about this. Be prepared to answer. What did you like best about the presentation? If you can't think anything right away, what could you have liked best, right? Well, how does this fit into your life? And so they're also going to ask you, does this feel like a good fit? We are definitely not here to talk you into anything. We are completely unattached from your answer. We know this was our answer for us, but we know it's not for everybody, nor do we think it should be for everybody. So make sure you're giving your coach an honest answer, and they will completely be okay with it. I swear to you, you do not have to feel obligated. And then also, if this business is not for you, let's chit chat about which option appeals more for you. Are you thinking that you want to be a coach? If so, cool. Are you thinking that you want to check out our amazing products? Awesome. We'll get you hooked up with one of our monthly challenge groups. Okay, so just a few more things, just a few more, this is like the boring stuff, but we have to put it out there. We hold our teams to a very high standard. It's why we've been so successful in Beachbody. It's why when you come onto our team, you're going to have the best training. You're going to have the best mentorship that's available out there. We don't want to work with just anybody, so you have to be a team player. You must be teachable and service-minded, so nobody is coming into this trying to think that they're going to, do it better or reinvent the wheel. let us teach you the basics first, and then we'll let you fly. And then most importantly, we want you guys to have fun. And we love our wine, and we love travel, preferably together. We want it with you guys too. So, you know, we don't want to be hanging out with anybody who doesn't vibe with us, you know? Okay, so last but not least, this is your chance right now, you guys. It's time to make a decision. You've watched this webinar. You've kind of got some of the basics about it. You've watched your coach. I'm sure you guys are friends on Facebook and maybe even other avenues of social media. You've kind of gotten a little bit of a sneak peek into their day. You've gotten a feel for our culture. You've seen what's possible for you. And I'm sure that there's been a piece of your heartstrings that have been pulled. And you know, it's time to just face that. Is this for you or not? It's time to make the decision. Are you going to continue living the way that you are and hoping that you're going to win the lottery, hoping that you're going to get that promotion, but you're not sure? Maybe what I really should say is hoping that somebody else is going to care about your dreams more than you do. And I'm here to tell you that they won't. And the only person who can fight for your dreams is you. So it's time to make a decision. You've seen it all. You've seen how this business works. You've met your mentor. They've cared about you enough to invite you to this and to take care and give you this opportunity for you and your family. So what are you going to do about that? Are you going to walk away from this night and go, that was cool? Or are you going to make the decision like we did? And are you going to decide that no more, not another minute, not another second, I am never going to settle for what I've been settling for, and I'm going to go for this? And if so, we'd love to link arms with you. We'd love to travel the world. We'd love to make money. We want to meet your families. And we want to make a huge difference in the lives of people just like who we were when we watched this presentation. So thank you guys so much for hopping on. Does anybody else have anything that they want to add?
No, good. I just want to say thank you, Alex, so much. And thank you to everybody who hopped on. I am so excited to welcome everybody. And we're looking forward to hearing from you. Join the routine.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. Post any questions in the backstage chat group. We'll be available for a few minutes to answer some questions. Otherwise, we'll chat with you soon. Feel free to message your coach.
Good night,
you guys.
Thank you.